Welcome back to FTL Faster Than Light. Last time, we made a very successful run against the Rebel flagship with the Kestrel, and this time, we'll make another run, this time with a different ship. This game has a variety of different ships besides just the Kestrel. The next one on our list is the Taurus. The Taurus is unlocked by reaching Sector 5 with, at the point of you starting off the game, the Taurus, or any other ship, should you have it. The ship is very different from the Kestrel, focusing on ion weapons and drones at the beginning, and having a particular affinity to drones as you continue going on. A few notes about the ship is that you should be playing it far more defensively, as you don't have as much firepower or ability to instantly shut down weapons like the Kestrel did. So you're going to want to focus a little bit more on maintaining a bit of survivability against a lot of the tougher enemies. Since this ship only has 3 weapon slots, you should really focus on drones as your main source of offense compared to weapons, since you never will really have that same level of offense. And starting off with an ion blast means that you don't really have a good starting weapon, and should you try to grab another one, you're still going to have a weakness there. Lastly, this ship is very weak to boarding, as if you can look up at the ship, the crew has 2 NG crew members compared to the other ship having 3 humans, meaning that since the NG are particularly bad at fighting, you're going to have a hard time should anything try to board. I would recommend trying to get rid of that weakness as soon as possible. Just a couple of quick little notes about what you should try to do as starting out and trying what to look for is that you want some more drone weapons, as honestly, if you get a second combat 1 drone this early on in the game, most enemy ships, regardless of the amount of shields they have, will be completely decimated under the 2 drone might. The other thing you should consider is perhaps focusing on ion weapons rather than other types of weapons, since it'll be a lot harder for you to build up a good arsenal later on when you try to get to fight the flagship or a lot of harder enemies. That being said, let us start this run. Just starting off, do the basic little bump up your engines and turn on your weapons. I know I haven't exactly been the best in a couple of these runs, but it is a really good strategy to try to do. As soon as you arrive, you receive a Federation encrypted message. A rebel ship has been terrorizing local civilians in this system. Please seek and destroy it. We'll accept our mission, and I'll show off generally what this ship is meant to do. Now, looking at this combat from the enemy perspective, they have a missile and they have a combat drone. Overall, the missile is really the only dangerous part of this ship, and I'm not quite concerned about anything else. Since unless our shields go down because of the missile, the combat drone can't hurt us. Same on our end, though, with our 1 combat drone. So as we start this off, our ion blast, as you can see, charges up very quickly compared to all the other weapons we use on the Kestrel. With the ion blast, we can knock down the enemy shields, and at that point we can send out our combat drone to be able to start dealing damage. Now, unlike the Kestrel, where I was micromanaging my weapons a lot more, I would recommend turning on the auto-fire function for the Taurus, as keeping the pressure on with a lot of your ion weapons are going to make this a lot easier to deal with. I'm assuming you're probably going to get hit by this. Yeah, so hit our drone system. Overall, not the best place to hit. However, thankfully we managed to take care of their weapon systems, meaning that we're hopefully not going to take too much more damage, though our drone systems took quite a beating. Once this fire goes out, you can close it up. One of the nice bonuses of this ship is because it's mostly made of NG, repairing systems isn't going to be that bad compared to some of the other ships, or particularly the Kestrel that we were using before. Just going to get our drone system back online. At this point, I think I'm going to switch towards trying to take out the weapon systems, as these missiles are really starting to hurt. And our combat drone should be able to finish it off. There we go. So, the reason I don't particularly like this ship, or should I say I don't particularly like this ship, and the reason why is this ship doesn't give you a lot of control as to what you want to do. So as you saw during that entire combat, we only had control over the ion blast, and even then, because we had to focus so much on the shields, or we wouldn't be dealing any actual damage, we ended up having this point where we took, what was that, 4 or 5 damage that was pretty much unpreventable. I don't think we could have played that all that much better. So, unlike the last run where it ended in a success, I don't expect this one to really achieve that same level. Nor do I expect a lot of the other ones. I'm actually kind of surprised we managed to finish the first run in a success. As always, in these beginning sections, you should try to get into as many fights as possible to build up a large supply of scrap. This is a ship that is very different to some of the other ships that we fought, in that the FTL drive is charging, meaning that we have to stop it from being able to escape. I think we might have seen one on our previous run, but I had to re-record that series of episodes so many times that I honestly can't remember which run was which, because I got to Sector 2 a lot during that run. Or runs. Anyway, I'm sure we have this in the bag. Don't think there's anything that we can do, or they can do, to be able to win. As a lot of our early runs tend to be, we're trying to find a shop as quickly as possible. Because just generally speaking, it allows us to get far more equipped than we would otherwise. Now, what I usually end up doing is I let my ion blast charge up most of the way before I start the combat drone. Since the combat drone takes a second to fire, but just slightly less time than the ion blast takes, I think we'll go for the more scrap. And because of that, because of the delay, we end up having a far easier time being able to deal with your ship. I'm sorry. Okay. Because the ion blast fires off first, the shields are down, which allows the combat drone to attack. There we go. Wasn't that hard. Just a quick thing to mention. I've probably already said this before, so sorry if I have. But one of the main things that I'd recommend is making sure that you get the most amount of areas to choose from whenever you try to hop around exploring a sector, and then plan your path afterwards. One more thing that I learned about recently is, where is it? I thought I might have seen something like that. Guess I was wrong. I saw that someone, I was looking a little more into this game to try prepare for this episode. I saw someone had markers for the Rebel fleet coming on. I guess it might have been a mod or something that I wasn't aware of. Either way, now we hit ourselves towards a shop. You can kind of look at what they have. An ion blast one wouldn't be that bad. Right now, we could probably get that one on really quickly as well. And a beam drone could also be good. We'll just quickly pick up both of those and repair up a little bit. Unfortunately, because of the location of the shop, we are going to have to waste a jump. But I think that trip was worth it. We got ourselves another drone. Now, the good thing about a lot of the beam drones is they never miss. So as much as they can't go through shields, the fact that they can never miss ends up meaning a lot more, to the point where I think I might actually use the beam drone instead. Because of that lack of a chance of missing, I think it might be a little bit better. But hopefully soon we'll be able to get both of them on at the same time. I wonder if they also have a repair drone, since it seems like they're repairing this stuff up at an alarmingly fast rate. Another fun thing about this ship, try to keep ourselves in the positive, is because of the amount of because of the ion blast you get early on, you're going to be getting a lot of experience on your weapons man or woman. So generally speaking, it allows you to get a lot faster weapons more quickly, which is always nice. Alright. I find it a lot harder to deal with a lot of these... Oops, okay. I find it a lot harder to deal with a lot of these ships that have like drones and stuff like that, because it's a lot hard. The chance of your drone hitting that specific system, or one of those two systems, is a lot lower. Or not really, but it just feels like they never hit the one that you want, the most dangerous one. So at this point, I'm going to buy another drone, and should we ever need to in a combat, I'll knock out the oxygen systems and bump up the Combat 1 drone, just in case we need a little more firepower. Overall, we've been doing relatively fine in these. We will attack. I'm sure we can probably take this. It's early on enough that I think we should be fine. There we go. We should be fine at this point. Yeah. I think we will not accept that offer. I've always enjoyed how you can see the weapons on the outside of your ship, and how they kind of go in and out whenever they're turned on and off, and you can also see them visibly charge up. It's always just been like a really cool detail. I think adds a lot to the experience. So this is a very weird map layout. I don't like heading to nebulas. It's just a personal grievance, because I always find whenever I go to a nebula, things that I would want to be able to see stuff around in my ship always happens. Like, I'll get a fire, or someone will board randomly, and it just gets a lot harder to figure out what's going on. Just kind of a bit of Murphy's Law at that point. At this point, this ship shouldn't be that hard. If you look at it quickly, the only dangerous part is the mine. But that has to, by chance, hit the shield systems. And at that point, it would be kind of dangerous. But right now, I don't see it being that big of an issue. We'll try to get the second weapon online as quickly as possible. As much as this one is a lot slower. Oops. I think it might help deal with some extra things. And there was a shop. We'll just circle around quickly and see if we can get over there. Defense drone. Ooh. That's going to be hard to deal with. I think that one might shoot down ions. Yeah, it does. I don't think we can win this. Yeah, we can't win this. Oh, wait, no, we can. I'll just pop both these on at the same time. That should work, right? Yeah. Oh, but we can still have him fire just to get a little more experience points on him. I mean, I think this has probably gone down to like 7 seconds. What, 15% of 8? Yeah, that probably works out. Fortunately, we can't give him anything. Would have been nice, and sometimes we get good rewards out of it. I don't like the amount of scrap that we have. If you don't manage to get enough, don't bother going to shops that you're not going to be able to buy anything at. It's just not worth it. One of the unfortunate things I've noticed is if you get your drone systems attacked, your power just completely goes out. I find it a lot harder to deal with because I don't really know why it feels hard to deal with, but it just ends up kind of being a lot harder to deal with it, usually. We'll deal with the extra scrap because we need that. Now that the ship is gone, you'll get some extra scrap. I think we can probably do one more hop, then go to the store, and then we'll just quickly hop to the exit. I prefer not to go... Oh, that's a lot of scrap. I would prefer to not let the rebel fleet catch up to us. I think that would be really, really bad. Oh, here's a system we haven't used before. It is hacking. I think I will buy this. How many systems do I have left on the ship? I have 2. Do I want... I kind of want cloaking at some point as well. So I think hacking should be fine to just get right now. Hacking's fun because this will allow you to quickly fire off something at the opposing ship and deal with whatever system is really causing the most amount of damage. I don't really think we should risk it. Yeah. So the hacking systems generally will help us deal with the fact that we don't have as much control over what's going on in this. Like, for instance, right now, I think I'm going to... Oh, this is going to be bad. Okay. I want the extra dodge chance, so we're going to go over there. Oh, it's only one person. I think we could probably send both NG, and we might be able to win. Yeah, this should work fairly well now. We just want to make sure that people don't end up dying. One of the things you should pay attention to is once you put a power into a system like hacking or cloaking, I think crew teleportation as well, this system right over here that they used, you'll have to worry about the fact that the power is kind of stuck on there for a bit. And one of the things I forgot to mention before is the NG Medbot augmentation we have helps out a lot when it comes to making sure that we don't end up I'm having a brain fart. I'm sorry. It ends up helping to make sure that our cloaking systems don't. We'll be retired for the cache. Okay. The Engi-Med bots help with defense against people because it makes sure that our already weak Engi can help fight better. There we go. Managed to say it. English is my native language, if anyone couldn't tell. Do we need to do that again? Oops, I didn't pause. Should make a habit of pausing at the beginning of fights, by the way. It's really, really useful. Let's see. I think I might attack the shields. So the only problem with this is that we're going to be using up a lot more drone parts. I just want to try to get some of these weapon systems down. Yeah, there we go. That's what I want to avoid. Alright. I think we just kind of keep it like this and we should be well. I just want to make sure that we don't get the hacking, or we don't get the beam weapons to hit on us again. Because the beam weapons just end up hurting so much. I think we're going to kind of keep it like this. As long as we keep one of the two weapons down, we should be fine. The higher level hacking systems can be really good, especially against like the Rebel flagship, as you saw. Because those 4 lasers are going, or sorry, the 4 shields are going to be really, really hard to deal with our current build. I don't really want to waste the fuel. I think I'll just hop over here. And we'll attack the rebels. We'll be heroes. This time, I think we might attack the weapon systems. Yeah, that's what we'll do. And we'll send Ion Blast there. Ion Blast there. Put that there. Well, that worked well. It's gonna hurt. Or not. Oh, good. This is getting kind of hard. Yeah, do you see what I mean about how the Engi ship can just be kind of hard to deal with because you just don't get a lot of control over what you want to do. If it wasn't for the hacking system, we'd really be in a lot of trouble. You know, it will be nice. We'll leave the civilians. Oh. If you read the text on screen, it's, we'll pretend like we did the right thing, right? Okay, well, in any case, I think this is enough for today's episode. Thank you so very much for coming by and watching. Have yourself a great day.